Hello and welcome to Guess Who This. Welcome to Politics and War. Well, as these guys put it, politics and way. Yeah, you get custom ads. So, today I'm going to be talking about wars, alliance wars, and treaties, such as the Treaty Web. Let's get into it. So, really, I'm in a war right now because I'm raiding. Raiding is actually a good way to earn money. As you see, you have your bars up here. It's a good way to earn money, but you have to make sure you do it right. First off, hide nations and alliances. Do not do this because then you'll be attacking active players, which will make it much harder for you. So just take out those in an alliance. You do that, and you'll have all these grays that are easy to target. Yes, there will be some blues, but I wouldn't want to attack them. They're still active players, and they're still a huge pain in the ass. And the gist of it is how you fight a war, right here, is that you have military action points. They're actually counted in turns. Every 2 hours is a turn. So you're probably gonna have to wait a long time before you can actually do a battle. And you get these slots: ground battle, airstrike, naval battle, launch missile, nuclear attack, fortify, espionage, and peace. You already know ground battle, you use ground troops such as your soldiers and your tanks, aircraft, which is used for airstrike, naval ships is used for naval battle. You can launch missiles, you can use a nuclear missile, but you have to make these two in projects. Fortifying gives you a 25% increase in defense, while also a 25% more death rate in your enemy. Espionage, let me show you. It allows you to spy, assassinate spies, terrorize civilians, and sabotage things, which is really cool. I like that part. And then finally is offer peace. Inactives, you can't offer peace. You have to destroy them. But here's the thing: if someone offers you peace, you can just click accept peace when this gets replaced. So yeah, that's really the gist of it. There's also the military, which, if you want to know something, to make soldiers, you need a barracks, tanks, you need a factory, a hangar, dockyard. You can just buy spies and missiles and nuclear weapons. I told you need to buy a project for that. Now let's see. Now, the number of soldiers depends on how many barracks you have, such as I have 90,000, 125, 25 ships, and this is a rating build. Yeah, there's exact builds that you can actually follow, which help you actually get through that. So, tanks, I have to say, are not that useful when it comes to it. They're not good for raids, but they're good for defending and destroying some infrastructure. Soldiers are good for raids. They do really well. Also, these added things are because I have VIP. Aircraft are good for taking out tanks because people with tanks are going to be much harder to kill. So at least your aircraft are going to give you much more damage to tanks, but they're also going to give you much more, how you say it, higher price. They're going to be much higher. They're still going to be a higher price, higher maintenance, about 5 aluminum. I only have 29. And then ships are the most highest, but they're only good for blockading and dealing some damage and destroying improvements. But we have to talk about also alliance wars. So it's time to get into that. So if you guessed it, here we are. These are your alliances. Well, this is the alliance sphere. And all these spheres have different influence, and I'll actually be talking about alliances later, showing this map. But these are all the different spheres. This is Blackwater, but it surrounds another sphere, Nexus, Delta, Hollywood, Clock. We got Mystery Inc., Oasis, which together they make Miss Oasis, and we got the Rose Sphere. So to talk about it, Rose is its own superpower. That's why it has its own sphere of influence. All these guys are together. These are all the top 50 alliances. But how alliance wars work is that if you got this alliance right here, and he declares on this alliance, that's an alliance war. First off, he has to attack, and then once he attacks him, he'll counter. But if he does an illegal counter, that's a declaration of war, and there'll be a huge, massive war between each other. However, if he hits him, he can bring in allies with, treaties. And I'll get to treaties later, but he'll bring in allies, and then they'll start this huge war. If it gets big enough, to this sphere and these two spheres would actually go to war. And that would be what's known as a global. Globals are massive wars, and the biggest global happened between multiple spheres before, how you say it, these ones formed. These are the recent spheres. There's actually a wiki where you can read up on it, on how different spheres are formed. So Hollywood, Clock, all these guys, it all depends when it comes to their spheres of influence. But that doesn't mean that a global. After Christmas is the highest time that globals happen, and maybe a global will happen before Christmas, and we'll probably have a Christmas stalemate. But here, the way, you can't really see it, I'll show you a better image soon, but all these guys, if they all declared war on one, it would be known as just a global, but it would be pretty massive. However, it all depends on which side will split in half, or if there's just multiple different sides. Now let's try and get into treaties. So this is the treaty web. If you look at it, these are all the alliances. The Way, Dark Brotherhood, the Immortals, all these guys. So let me tell you something. These treaties all do something different. You see there's MDP, Mutual Defense Pact, Mutual Defense and Optional Aggression Pact, Optional Defense Pact, Optional Defense and Optional Aggression Pact, a one-way MDP where one alliance agrees to protect another, Protectorate, Non-Aggression Pact, Peace, Intelligence, and Aid Treaty. And these are all the treaties, and they all have different colors. You see there's yellow, red, blue, green. Yeah, all that. So you got the dark blue right here, and you can see all these guys have all the light blue, which means they're an ODP. See, they're all in their own little mini spheres, but they also all connect to each other via other alliances. But the main superpower right here, Rose, is literally its own alliance. It connects most everything. And look at all these little alliances. Also, the Way, you guys know, the one who keeps posting politics and Way and all that. That's them too. You got all these alliances. These are what's known as macros, but Rose and the second in line, I think, is the Immortals. They're known as megas or mega macros. So that's it for the treaties. I actually hope you guys like this video and it teaches you how wars and alliance wars works. Also, I have to say it, everybody's readying up. This global is going to be big, and you can even see, I think I already showed it in the last video, but everybody is readying up for the global. Even I'm readying up for the global, as this global is going to devastate everybody. See, someone's talking about the global, and I really wanted to say that this is, you know what, Politics and War. I want you guys to join it. There will be links down in the description for Politics and War, and maybe some of the news services, which I'll be talking about later. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all later.